Meeting somebody new here. I actually got some requests from Robert J. Clark. He takes a lot of the photos up at Oswego Speedway. This young man was one of the ones that he requested that I get a hold of, so thanks a lot for that, by the way. 18-year-old Noah Ratcliff finished second in the point standings this past year in the Small Block Super Division. Did not get a win, but every race that he finished, he was on the podium. So he was either on the podium or in the infield watching the race, and that's just how it tends to go sometimes. He has a karting background. Of course, he raced karts at several places, including, of course, the kart track right there at Oswego. Did that through 2017 and 2020. In 2020, he was actually able to practice with the Small Block Super. And if you guys from Oswego know, they didn't actually get racing in 2020, but they did get several practices. So let's head over to Scriba, New York. That's a little bit to the east of Oswego. Noah Ratcliff is a machinist at Universal Metalworks. He joins us now. Noah, how we doing, man?
Pretty good, you?
Not bad, not bad. So sounds to me like we had a pretty good season, did we?
Yeah, actually. Started out the year, and the car was really consistent and fast, and it kind of kept the momentum, and started out the year at Evans Mills and picked up a second place there, and that kind of how the whole season pretty much won, second and third. Still chasing that first win, though.
Were you close to that first win a couple times?
Yeah, same as Evans Mills and then 2020s when Tim Proud won. That's where I feel like we had our best shots to win. But no, I mean the car was real fast and whatnot all year. Just still trying to find out what we can do a little better.
Oh, so you finished second the race that Timmy won.
Yep.
Were you
actually no, third that race.
Oh, third that race. Okay. What do you think has to happen? Is there something you need to adjust on the car? Is it you getting more experience? What do you think is going to have to happen? Or maybe just everything fall together for you to get that first win?
Yeah, the initial start's what I seem to go and lack on the most. I tend to kind of hold back, unlike some other people. But, no, I mean, other than that, that's the really only thing I can see from the videos and whatnot that I watch.
Okay. Is it just the initial start, or is it restarts on sometimes too?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a combination of things. My even with the go-karts, my initial starts and restarts and whatnot could use quite a bit of work.
So what do you need to do? Just get that bumper right on the car in front of you and just stay right there right off the start?
Yeah, just about, honestly.
And I can understand that, because when I raced, the most nervous time for me was starts and restarts, because that tends to be when things happen. So I can get how you might want to lay back a little bit to make sure you finish the race. Is that kind of what's going on in your brain, do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly it, pretty much. I tend to be more of a little bit cautious during the beginning of the race and try to let things pan out, but it kind of bites me in the end.
Sometimes it does, but sometimes it helps you, because I'm sure there are a couple times that's worked out where you have seen a wreck and you're able to get through. Am I right or no?
Yeah.
And if you got to fix the car, that's another thing too. And you told me you have a pretty big fix to do. You had problems Classic weekend?
Yeah, during on Sunday, during the second practice, our right front shock actually broke when I was going into turn one, and once getting into the foam pretty hard. So gotta go and do a front clip on the car and go and replace quite a bit of things.
So the shock broke, the car pushed, and that's all there was to it. Nothing you could have done, huh?
Yeah, it was right on the front cross member and just kind of skidding along the track.
So we didn't get to run after that, did we?
Nope. We actually got the 350 that Brian, most of Brandt owned. I was going to run that for just try to get my feet wet, but we ran into a couple other issues with that because it's kind of a last-minute decision. But
Is that something you're thinking about trying, that 350 Super?
Yeah, next year we're planning on running at least a couple shows and see what we can do with that. But yeah, that deal came up in the middle of the last season, and I'm pretty excited for it.
So have you been in it yet?
Yep, we went to one Fast Friday with it so far, and got down to 17.2 with it, just kind of shake it down and try to get me used to it. The only change we're doing to that so far this year is just trying to get me more comfortable, new seat, and move some pedals around, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, when the pedals are not in a spot where you like, it really does make things tough, doesn't it?
It sure does.
You got to move them over. You got to move them back, forward. Where do they need to go?
A little bit forward. I like to be laid down in the cars like a go-kart.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I tend to be most comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Is that tighter than the Small Block Super when you get sitting inside it?
Oh, definitely. The Small Block, and you have a pretty wide cage and have like elbow room, and in the Super, you're tucked right in there, and nothing. You can't really move around much at all.
No, you can't. If you're claustrophobic, that's not for you, is it?
No.
But you're safe in there, and that's the thing, because it's almost like I always describe these cars as like a modified and an Indy car had a baby. You'd get a super modified, but it really is designed to keep you in a tub and keep you safe. That is the main reason it's like that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone that builds super modifieds are always super safe and way overbuilt, but this is not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all, especially with the speeds. Yeah, because 17.2, I mean, that's getting around Oswego Speedway. Did it feel that fast to you?
With the 350, I mean, to me anyway, it seemed like you're always on the throttle and whatnot and you're just sailing to the corners and hoping it sticks, and honestly, it's more momentum than anything.
Yeah, because the Small Block, it's more traditional stock car almost, isn't it? Where you let off, you roll back on it. Is that the main difference with the right foot?
Yeah, the Small Block, you're definitely roll off of it and you get on the brakes a little bit, try to kind of force it through the corner. And the 350, I mean, you have to be on the throttle get it to turn most of the time.
Do you brush the brakes even with the 350 or no?
Well, it's kind of a hard habit for me to go and get rid of, but I do whenever I practice it that one time. But I know most people don't usually hit the brakes, so they have that big wing on top to try slowing them down.
I've heard how much that you need to trust that, and everybody I've talked to said it takes them a while to go in deep enough. Was that you too?
Yeah, because I knew my let-off points in the Small Block was about, I'd say, 10 car lengths before then. So
really,
that was a big learning curve.
So how do you figure next year's going to go? Because double duty is always tough. I mean, are you going to concentrate on one or the other, or try the double duty?
Our main focus right now is we're gonna try chasing a championship in the Small Block and race 350 whenever we can. So most likely we'll have to do some double duty on a few nights, but no, for right now, I mean, the SBS is our main goal.
And I would think these Fast Fridays are going to become important then, because, going back and forth like that, you're probably going to be at every one of those you can be, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the 350 is a huge learning curve, and then with the SBS, since we're changing a little bit of stuff on there, we want to go and make sure that they're ready to go and whatnot for every Saturday night. So just trying to go and get more comfortable and more seat time.
You looking to travel at some point? I know there's that 350 Smack Tour.
We were thinking about that, or the Small Block, the SBS cars, actually. They have a traveling series they do that Dan Capizenti wants to goes and promotes a bunch and brings all to different tracks and whatnot. So we'll be on that too, as much as about full time as every race they do. And I think so far I know we're going to Evans Mills, Lancaster, maybe Chemung, and I heard Spencer Speedway too. Maybe a couple other tracks, so I'm pretty excited for that too.
We're almost out of time. I can only imagine at 18 years old how excited you are with where you are right now, especially, coming from karts and now two separate race cars at Oswego. You got to be just unbelievably excited.
Yeah, it's definitely been real fast paced the last couple of years. It's crazy to think that just starting out at 11 years old in a go-kart and just then going to the big track every weekend, watching the cars, and now I'm actually driving them. It's pretty cool.
Well, I wish you all the best. You have a happy holidays. Say hi to everybody for me. I look forward to shaking your hand at the racetrack. And again, this was a request, so if you have one, you can either message me on Facebook or hit my email at Doug@Doug'sDirtDiary. But we wish Noah all the best, and we wish all of you the best as well. Remember to hit the like, subscribes, hit that blue button on the corner there, and that will let you know every time we're doing something cool.